All right, traders, the green streak lives on. We had a 95% success rate within Trader Society. We absolutely crushed it once again as a team, as a whole, as a collective, making multi-six figures. I ended up making nearly $4,000 on the day, and I had an amazing trade on calls towards the exact lows. I'm going to be recapping the trades and teaching you this unique 30-minute candlestick strategy that we are using to consistently profit within the stock market. I'm also going to be preparing you to trade the best setups at the best prices. Friday, which is tomorrow, are known for being my best trading days, and I'm going to share with you my upcoming trading plans. Let's get straight into the video. So in terms of today, this is the main trade we're going to be recapping because in terms of pattern recognition, this was the main trade of the day, and this is where the vast majority of the bulk of my profits came from. It was at 10:57 a.m. where I alerted that I was in 436 calls. We're going to go over that shortly. This was the one that really put me on the map in terms of today, and as you can see in terms of our polls, man, we are going nearly flawless and the results are consistently getting better. We had 65 people go green, only 2 were red. With that being said, let's get right into the recap. So in terms of my key levels section, and let me know in the comment section if you guys caught this pattern, because this was the same pattern we used on June 23rd to make money trading the SPY and to buy calls at the exact lows. Take a look at this. At 10:46 a.m., 11 minutes before I bought my calls, I said, all right, team, I want you to compare the 4 30-minute candles on the left-hand side, the 2 green and the 2 red. So right here, the 2 green candles going up and the two red candles going down, right? I said compare these 4 candles to what's going on right now. And if you look at what's going on right now, we had 2 green candles going up and then we had 2 green candles going down. And this is the 30-minute chart. See the little bearish trend reversal candlestick right here. On the second 30-minute, it closes red. Then what happens after that? It's a bullish reversal for new highs. I brought awareness to that at 10:46 a.m. and I said, the same pattern is occurring. We could see a serious spike in reversal at 11 a.m. once the new 30-minute candlestick opens up if the trend in the pattern repeats itself. I'll be looking to buy calls then. This is going to be an amazing setup. I bought the calls at 10:57 a.m. I went very heavy and I sold into the very nice rip. And I explained to them that it's likely going to get new highs because that's what the trend and that's what the pattern said. So let me know if you caught that. And keep in mind, this is what it looks like on my smartphone because I trade on my smartphone. This is what it looks like on my smartphone. So these are the 2 green 30 minutes going up, and then these are the 2 red going down, right? And then you can see the top is this bearish trend reversal candlestick. What happens after the second red 30-minute closes, right? So it's forming like this, you can say upside down V. It's forming an upside down V. What happens after the second 30-minute red closes? A very strong bullish reversal for new highs, right? And you can see, surely enough, the same thing happened. As you can see right here, we had the 2 green 30-minute candles going up. As you can see right here, we had the 2 green 30-minute candles going up. Then we had a bearish trend reversal 30 on the 30-minute. Then we had a bearish trend reversal 30 on the 30-minute. Then it dropped for 30 minutes straight. Then it dropped for 30 minutes straight. What happened after that? A bullish recovery after it formed this like upside down V, after it closed the second 30-minute red. Do you see that? Do you see how predictable and how similar this right here looks to this right here? I get it doesn't look the exact same, but it looks very similar. And we were able to capture that pattern in real time, bringing awareness to the fact that if it continues to hold that support in the opening of the next 30-minute candle, which was at 11 a.m., if it goes bullish, we're going to get new highs. Why? Because that's what it did last time. And it gets even better. What I told people after that was, as I was selling into the rip, I was locking in my gains for a $4,000 profit on it. I sold it at $436.90. I was buying that very, very low at $436.40. I was buying it fairly low. And I told them it's likely going to go higher. It's likely to get new highs. And then people were asking me about puts. And what I told people in terms of puts, and this idea worked as well, as you can see right here, if we go to the key level section, look at what I had to say. At 11:19 a.m., 19 minutes after the pattern played out bullish, and then I sold, I locked in my profits because I'm content. This is what I had to say. I said the pattern that I'm seeing says we are going to push higher for new highs. Only consider puts when the 30-minute candle closes red. So one of the 30-minute candles has to close red at our key levels. And if you watched yesterday's video, our overall key levels for puts, as we had mentioned in the chat as well, was right here. These were our levels for puts. We were eyeing puts at this 438, and we were also eyeing puts at the gap at 439.50. And another way you can come up with 438 instead of saying, oh, there's major resistance at 438.30, another thing you could have done was simply look at the pre-market chart. We had a lot of strong resistance at the pre-market highs where a very nice micro short-term bull trap was actually created right here at 438. So if it's going to have a massive drop and rocket back up, that's where it's likely going to pull back, right? Now, if you were to wait for the first 30-minute candlestick to close red, you wouldn't have gotten the best entry. So you would have to use a lower time frame to get the best entry. In that situation, 1-minute candlesticks, 5-minute candlesticks, along with our key levels, which was the pre-market highs and 439.50, right? In that situation, right? You don't want to be buying calls all the way up here towards 438 where this massive crash occurred. And another thing to keep in mind is, look, the strategy worked. I told people if you want to buy puts, wait for the zone. The zone worked. And I told them wait for a bearish 30-minute red candlestick. As soon as we formed a bearish red 30-minute candlestick, surely enough, SPY had a nice drop. Do you see how that works? Forms another bearish 30-minute red, SPY has a nice drop. And it did the same thing, man. And another pattern that we've been bringing awareness to and we've been studying on the overall 30-minute chart as well is whenever SPY forms two bearish red 30-minute candlesticks in a row, it tends to have a bullish reversal. Let me show you in terms of what is that we're talking about. You can see right here, it has two bearish 30-minute reds in a row, then it has a bullish reversal. You can see right here, it has two bearish slanted 30-minute in a row, then it has a reversal. You can see right here, it has two bearish 30-minute red in a row, then it has a reversal. You can see right here, it has two bearish 30-minute slanted in a row, then it has a reversal. You can see right here, it has two bearish 30-minute in a row, then it has a reversal. You can see right here, it has a two bearish 30-minute row, then it has a reversal. Are you seeing how predictable this market can be if you wait for 30-minute candlesticks to close? You can literally, if you like, you don't have to sit here and watch charts all day. You can literally, on your alarm, you can set multiple alarms every single day, starting at 9:57 a.m., 10:27 a.m., 10:57 a.m. You could set alarms a couple minutes before the 30-minute candle closes to prepare yourself for the next potential trade. And you want to be doing this with key patterns and key best levels. So keep in mind, my best trade on calls today took 2 hours to develop. That trade idea took 2 hours in the making. I didn't know it was going to form that pattern, but when I saw, because I trade what I see, right? Not blindly trading off of videos on YouTube or blindly trading trading plans or key levels. I'm trading what I actually see. If I see a bullish pattern at a key level, then I'm in on calls, right? This took 2 hours to develop. That idea that I shared with you right here, let's go back to that idea. Look at it, very, very simple. We had two bullish 30-minute trending up. We had two bullish 30-minute trending up, right? Let's draw the ovals again. You guys need to be seeing this stuff in real time and you need to be capturing this. These videos, I make it like very simple and clear, like I'm recapping it. We're actually doing this. We do this in the chat. All these patterns that I'm showing you, we're hitting these. We're hitting these every single day consistently, man. The team has been green. With that being said, you have the two bullish slanted green candles up. You have the two bullish slanted green candles up. Then you have a red bearish wick. Then you have another red 30-minute. Okay, so you see how it's repeating? Then you have a red bearish wick. Then you have another red 30-minute. If you see that that pattern has repeated itself for 2 hours straight, don't you want to put your odds with where it's going from there on? Because it's been working for 2 hours straight. Why wouldn't you put yourself in a situation where you say, you know what? This is confirmation. This pattern has been working 2 hours straight. What's it going to do? It's going to start to rocket because that's what it says and then blast off for new highs. And that's exactly what happened. It rocketed, it blasted off for new highs. And then when did it start to crash? It started to crash when it formed the first red bearish 30-minute candlestick. The first red bearish 30-minute candlestick. We are putting people in the best chance possible to succeed, leading market direction every single day using 30-minute candles. And I'm telling you, man, it works. This is the best trading strategy with candlesticks that I've found in the last decade. There is nothing I found to be more accurate than trading 30-minute candles. It is truly incredible what you can do if you wait for something to develop. And in this situation, it took 2 hours for something to develop. You needed to wait 2 hours you needed to identify and capture that trend within 2 hours. And as soon as the next 30-minute candle opened up, you needed to buy calls or buy calls a couple minutes before it opened up because it was already confirmed red and bearish. Therefore, it's going to have that reversal. That's the game, man. Now, in terms of other situations where calls have been banking as well, whenever SPY has been retesting a strong bottom wick of support, it's been bouncing. And surely enough, it was overall doing that today. Whenever it retested towards these wicks, for the most part, it would start to have a small bounce. We absolutely crushed it today. This was a truly phenomenal day. Those are the patterns and those are the trends, and that's the education that I wanted to bring awareness to. You need to wait for something to develop on the 30-minute chart. You need to be trading the best set of those prices. You need to be waiting for confirmations. And I understand if you use the 30-minute candles, sometimes you're not going to get the best entry, but you will get a better confirmation and a higher win rate, in my opinion, if you use it accurately, right? And if you're gonna, if you're not gonna use the 30-minute candle, then use the 1 minute to 5 minute at our key level that has not been tested. We had key levels for put options to short at 438 right here, 438.40. This was one of our key levels for puts. Why? Because it was never tested and it had a major crash from this level. Also, the pre-market highs were at 438 and it already crashed. That's confirming that it's likely going to drop again when it retests. Also 439.50. So if you wait for a bearish 30-minute red candle, you might miss out on the best entry in that situation. So the only way to combat that, if you want the best entry, is to use the 1 minute to 5 minute. But you need to understand how dangerous that can be, because SPY hasn't been selling off until it forms a 30-minute red. So you're trying to catch a top. Now, we do have a strategy where, in terms of trading against the trend, it fairly works well. And you could use the 1 minute to 5 minutes confirmation if you're seeing bearish resistance, lower highs, where we know the potential top would have been 438 pre-market highs or the gap at 439.50, right? So those are the tips and tricks I can give you with that. But look, man, puts have been getting destroyed. All we've been focusing on as of lately, it's just calls. I just consistently buy calls at the dips with the 30-minute trading strategies, with the 30-minute patterns. Look, man, how simple is this? Look at all of the comparisons with calls. Look at this. Right here, it has a red bearish wick. You have a red bearish wick right here, red bearish wick, and then you have a big 30-minute red, and then it recovers and bounces. Look, the same thing happens right here. It has a red bearish wick, a big 30-minute red, then it bounces, right? So when the 30 minutes done closing red, you buy the calls. It's been consistent. And then the sideways. This is the sideways pattern. And you want to do this at support. You want to do this at key support levels, nice bottom wick levels. You don't want to hit these levels at very, very high levels. You want to do them at key support levels on the overall chart, right? But this pattern as well. You have two slanted red candles, and then it reverses bullish. You have two slanted red candles, then it reverses bullish. You have two slanted red candles, then it reverses bullish. You have two slanted red candles, then it reverses bullish. That has been working very well. Two slanted red candles, then it goes bullish. Two slanted red candles, then it goes bullish. That has been working extremely well, man. And then just also, like I said, buying dips towards the bottom of these wicks. So that is today's overall lesson. Those are the main trades that we had today. If you do want to be a part of Trader Society, now is the best time to join, as we are truly mastered this 30-minute strategy that we are using to consistently profit in the market, along with the unique gap trading strategies. I've been telling bears, if you want puts, wait for the gaps. And every single time it touched one of my gaps, whether it was 436.50, 437, and then we have the one we're waiting for in 439.50 as well, it's been dropping at those gaps, man. And if they would have just listened to the 30-minute red, they wouldn't have been trapped and stuck in puts, man. You just have to listen and trade what you see. I had no idea, in terms of yesterday's video, I had no idea I was going to be buying calls this high. I didn't know I was going to be buying calls this high at 436.50. But when I saw that pattern that took two hours to develop, I told myself, I'm going to trade what I see and I'm going to buy those calls, right? I didn't plan for that. But when that 2 hour pattern triggered, I said I have to buy calls. It's been repeating and working for 2 hours straight. All the dips on calls have been banking. I'm trying calls here. And then surely enough, it worked. And if you've been studying SPY, it's been retesting the high of these wicks, the high of these wicks. It loves bouncing. It loves retesting, the high of these wicks. Just imagine shooting a bull and imagine shooting a bull and it stands there unfazed. That's literally what it's doing. Every single time SPY tries to drop at a key support, the bears will shoot their last bullet and the bulls will stand there unfazed, and it will just continue to go up, man. Take advantage of the incompetence from the bears, because they've been incompetent for quite some time. And I didn't get destroyed in puts when I was doing puts. I wasn't doing extremely successful well, but I was making money. But in terms of me switching the calls, my gosh, the results have never been better. This is another 4,000. Yesterday was 16,000. Now it's 4,000. It's great. Buying calls in the key dip levels has been working great, and it works until it doesn't. Just keep on aiming for the better levels. So if you want to join Trader Society, it's the first link down below in the description. Like I said, man, the results speak for themselves. People are absolutely crushing. The amount of direct messages I've received within the last week of people who've made multiple costs of the program in their first week is insane. I'm getting messages, you should be raising the price. You should be charging thousands of dollars. Can you send me an affiliate link? I'll promote this. And we have people, big shout out to Uncle. He's a new trader. He's a new trader within the program. He's not a new trader, but within the program, he's new. He's been consistently making multi-five figures every single week now, and all he's been doing is focusing on calls. Once in a while, he'll puts, but Uncle in the chat has been crushing it. Walnut Man within the chat is absolutely unreal, and his discipline is crazy. We have a phenomenal team, guys, and if you want to check it out, it is the first link down below in the description. Like I said, the polls speak for themselves. We're going all green every single day using these 30-minute trading strategies. And I was introduced to this strategy by my network. That's the beauty and importance of having a network. Everyone has a third eye. Everyone has an eye for something. They have a niche for something. They have some sort of way where they can make money. And, certain people are better at certain things in certain niches, right? And there was this guy within the chat. I know him very closely. He told me you need to be using 30-minute candlesticks. I know you love the 1-minute chart, you love the 5-minute chart, you love scalping, I get it, but use the 30-minute candlesticks. He was teaching me some things. I picked up a couple things from him, but it was just the information. He didn't even have to teach me, how the 30-minute strategy worked. He just told me 30-minute strategy. He was showing me some things. It didn't click, but I started to take it serious, and I started to study 30-minute candles from market open to market close. And also when the market was closed, I would look at the patterns as well, and I started picking up on things that I would do with 1-minute candles and 5 minutes. And I started seeing, because what I'm good at is I'm good at capturing patterns, capturing trends, and then capitalizing, making money in that situation. And I started identifying how accurate and how predictable trading stocks truly was if you use 30-minute patterns. You wait for a confirmation to develop. You wait for a trend. You wait for a pattern to develop, whether it takes 30 minutes to develop, whether it takes 90 minutes to develop. In this case scenario, it took 2 hours to develop. But when you see that pattern and the price is right, you hit it. You hit the trade, and you do very, very well with the tight stop. So, yeah, man, big shout out to him. Having the right network is very important, because if I didn't come across that person, I probably would not have experimented with the 30-minute chart in the first place, because I was doing so well with the 1-minute and 5-minute. But that put me onto a completely different trajectory of my trading career and strategy. And like I said, this has been the best thing I've seen since my gap trading strategies. For those of you who follow this channel from the beginning, you know I love the gap close reversals. I love the gap fill strategies. I trade the gaps, and I like the bull trap levels, the bear trap levels, the oversold, the overbought. Well, combining everything I know with price action, along with that 30-minute candlestick, daily chart, 1-minute time frame, my favorite time frames, it has been deadly, man, and it's been unstoppable. And I'm going to continue to do it because it works. With that being said, what can I say about the SPY heading into tomorrow? So in terms of trend awareness, what are some things that we can write down? So we can write down these things. Calls have been banking at key dips, at key support. So if you see a level where the bears get trapped, say you miss out first, the bears get trapped, and there's a bottom wick. So let me give you an example in terms of what it is I'm talking about, right? Take notes for tomorrow. You can see right here, this is a bottom wick. This is key support. The bears got trapped. Say you missed out on it. You didn't make any trades. Well, if it drops right back down to the bottom wick, to the lows, you want bottom wicks. That's what you want. That's where the bears are really getting trapped, right? Then you rebuy the dip. You can buy the dip here. You can try buying the dip here, and you can use 1-minute and 5-minute to confirm it. You can also use 30-minute patterns to confirm it. We hit the dip on calls after this 30-minute close red because there was a pattern right here. If you've been watching the videos, this was the pattern where the 30-minute chart said it's going to try to have a reversal. Bearish trend reversal, big bearish red, and then it goes bullish. Bearish trend reversal, big bearish red, then it goes bullish. Same pattern, right? So that's one dip I can give you. Wait for some sort of bear trap to get created by the retest of the lows. If you see a confirmation, 1-minute, 5-minute, 30-minute, remember, if you're using the 30-minute, you might not get the best entry. Sometimes you will, sometimes you won't. But the beauty of the 30-minute is it's the timing. It's the win rate and the timing. That's the beauty of it. You can typically time it very, very well with a 30-minute. It leads overall 30-minute direction, and the win rate is very high in my experience. One of the downsides can be, not in all situations, but you don't get the best entry. But you get the best entry for the time being. It's a very well-timed strategy. For the time being, for the time you entered, you should be able to get an amazing entry. It might not be the best entry, but as a whole, if you were to buy earlier before the confirmation, but you don't want to gamble and take risk unless you see a strong 1 minute, 5 minute, along with an initial key level being tested on the chart that hasn't been triggered. That's what I could say about that. But those are some tips I can give you in terms of tomorrow. Wait for it. Wait for a bear trap to get created by the retest of the lows. Look for the patterns 1 minute, 5 minute, 30 minute. Now, in terms of being bearish, this is the best thing you can do. So every single key level that I mentioned for puts, if you went back and watched my video last week, has worked for scalpers. Every single time. So for example, what was one of our levels? 436.50. 436.50, there was a gap to fill. I told people when the 436 calls go out of the money, they're likely going to go back in the money. Quick scalp on puts at the gap. That trade idea worked. I made 30%. Right here, there was a gap to fill at 437. As soon as it hit the 437 gap, it had a nice drop, right? This 437 gap right here, and then this gap right here. All of these gaps have been very nice levels to scalp a put quickly against this overall uptrend from a macro point of view. And there's a higher gap right here that hasn't been tested yet. So you better believe me for puts, and this is even better since it's the highest level. This is where one of the craziest bull traps, where the bulls got trapped and they got crushed, was right here, 439.50. So when we get to like 439, 439.40, that's where you're going to want to try puts. You can look for a bearish red 30-minute confirmation, but like I said, you can also use 1 to 5 minute, because if it forms a red bearish 30-minute here, you're not going to get the best entry, but you might time it well. You might time it well and get in, and as soon as you get in, it just drops, and then you win, and you have a higher win rate, right? Figure out what works best for you. But in this situation, you just need to understand SPY has been rejecting every single key resistance, every single key gap initially for the first time. So the most likely outcome is when this does go to 439.40, they're going to bring those 439 puts that went out of the money to straight back in the money. And it's a trend that has been reoccurring. It worked right here. It worked. It worked right here. It worked. It worked right here. This is when it worked best. Notice how it worked best at the higher gap, right? That's key, more overbought. So 439.50, we're looking to hit puts, man. You see how simple this stuff can be. And then in terms of calls, I need you to keep an eye on this level. Keep an eye on 436.50, keep an eye on 436, and keep an eye on 435.50. And if shit ever hits the fan, then 434.50. Those are the key levels that I want you to keep an eye on. Now understand, those aren't like significant special levels. I like the gap strategies. I like the oversold, overbought levels. These aren't anything significant. This is more of like you have to be professional, very experienced, and you have to see some sort of pattern and stuff like that. In terms of me talking in advance of making this video, I would confidently say that puts at 439.50 for a quick scalp should be a good trade to enter with or without confirmation, but you should use some sort of confirmation, whether it's 1 to 5 minute. It's just having that understanding that the trend has been working where it's been rejecting the key gap level initially for the first time, even though it does go higher. So it could be a good scalp against the trend, right? But trade what you see. And in terms of, well, what I see right now is I see whenever it hits a gap, whenever it hits our key resistance level, for the first initial time when people don't expect it, they bring those puts that went out of the money to back in the money and it has a small drop. So trade what you see, not what you think. Look for confirmations, look to see if it's forming some sort of resistance on the 1 minute and 5 minute, and be prepared for that because it is at a much higher resistance level. And then for terms of calls, you know what we're looking for. We're looking for the bears to get trapped at some sort of level. We're looking at some sort of bullish pattern, some sort of bullish confirmation at the bottom wicks. There's a bottom wick here at 436.50. There's a bottom wick here at 436. There's a bottom wick at 434.50. It has never been easier to be great within the stock market. It does take a lot of time and it does take a lot of dedication. I do believe that if you watch charts all day, you're going to pick up on things on price action. If you look at the same charts, the same platform every single day, and you figure out what works for you in terms of what works for me. Like I said, It's been trading on the TD Ameritrade mobile app. Trading on the TD Ameritrade mobile app, looking at the charts mobily has worked for me. I find a certain flow state of focus when I'm trading on my phone. I'm not the same when I trade on my desktop or laptop or giving webinars or something like that or talking out loud. I like trading very quiet in my head and just analyzing one small screen with one time frame, and I'll flip it from 30-minute to daily to 1 minute. I only use those 3 time frames. I'm sure if I used other time frames, it could be better, but it works great. And you just need to figure out what is that works for you and experiment with it. It's going to take a lot of time, but what I'm telling you is, if you have your eyes with the right information and with the right eyes, you see things right and you wait for things to develop, it has never been more predictable. Ask yourself, in terms of the videos and the content that I'm putting out and the trades that I'm making, where can you find this anywhere else? You probably can't, because I'm the one who's doing it. I didn't learn this from books. I didn't learn this from other people. Other people have given me tips along the way, but it's just having an understanding of how price action works and trading what you see. And that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to help open your eyes to something new, to something that's working, to something that we're doing extremely well and consistent on. I'm going to show you the key levels where the bears and bulls are getting trapped, and we're going to be trading at those key levels with our confirmations, whether that's a 1 minute, 5 minute, and 30 minute. We're going to absolutely crushing it. The chat and the competence within the chat and within this 30-minute strategy has never been more better or accurate, and we're going to continue to crush it. Fridays are known for being my best day. If you want to join us in the chat, every single trade that I make is alerted real time. Not for you to blindly follow, for you to see what it is that I'm doing in real time. Like I said, man, this isn't just a blindly alert signal service. I'm actually teaching you guys what it is that I'm doing. I alerted my trade at 10:57 a.m. I hit calls heavy towards the lows. 10 minutes before that, I explained to people exactly why I'm doing it. And some people will see it and they'll get it, and then others won't. And for those who don't see it, I can explain it to you a different way. I can make the video lessons, whatever it is that I need to do as not only a trader and a teacher to help you see in terms of what it is that I'm seeing, I will deliver. But you have to initiate and speak up, right? So with that being said, man, if you want to learn how to trade the best setups at the best prices, if you want to trade with us every single day, it's a one-time fee for lifetime access. It's the best deal possible, man. As time goes on, we will be raising the prices. But if you want to get in now, it's a one-time fee. It's lifetime instant access. It's the first link down below in the description. You get access to the live trading sessions every single day within our SPY Flare alert, every single trade real time. You get access to my watch list. You get access to my key levels. You get access to all the live trades. Everything is in there, man. The moderators, I'm telling you, we got some crazy moderators, man. They're absolutely killing it. One thing I can assure you is it is not just me. There's a couple moderators within this chat who have their eyes wide open and they see things slightly differently, or they see things differently than me. We all have our special niches, and you'll see it. Jim has his special niche. Steven, Top G, he's incredible. Walnut Man was the most recent one who's rising up. Truly incredible, man. I've seen 2 people rise up to 5 figures a day very, very quickly joining this program. Some people get it super quick, and then others, it takes more time. You know, for me, it took a very, very long time to figure this out because I was truly self-sufficient. I didn't have a mentor. I didn't read books. I didn't learn from anybody. Along the way, I picked up some golden nuggets from some people. But like I said, the guy who was teaching me a 30-minute trading strategy, he didn't really teach me the entire strategy. He was showing me some things and I didn't quite understand them. But I consistently watched 30-minute charts after he told me that for 2 years straight. And then I finally figured it out and picked up on things, right? So it's all been through self-sufficiency. And I'm going to show you how to trade self-sufficient, man, because that's the best way to trade, is to trade what you see. What you guys need to understand is you shouldn't be looking forward to other people's alerts or other people's analysis. You should get to the point where you don't care what anyone says or thinks. You should get to the point where you're truly just trading the chart. If you love me and you love my analysis and you love my charts, you just love the way that I see the charts, because all I'm doing is trading the charts. I'm trading the price action, and you can do the same. It's not going to happen right away. It is going to take time, but everything I do is coming from this chart, meaning you shouldn't be looking up to me. You should be looking up to the charts and your abilities to read the charts with your eyes and trading what you see. I can help in terms of, I can help you see charts differently than other people, but the chart is the chart. That's what you need to understand. You need to be trading the chart and trading what you see. And for some people, it looks differently. Some people say, well, that looks bearish to me. Well, that looks bullish to me. Another thing is I don't trade shapes. I don't trade shapes, all these bull flags, bear flags. I don't do any shape trades or anything like that. I'm trading pure price action. I'm trading bull trap levels and bear trap levels. I'm trading gap levels, oversold, overbought levels, overreaction levels. I love when big drops or big spikes occur. That's where everybody gets emotional, but I see it coming beforehand. And if I don't see it coming, I'm not in the trade because I'm not trying to trade a speculative gamble. Do not gamble. Do not enter speculative trades. Enter trades where you are sure and confident on. If you are confident enough to put everything on the trade, don't put everything on it, but enter that trade. Those are the trades, the ones where, if you were a retired trader, but you saw something so good, you just had to step out of retirement because you knew you have to take it. You knew it was going to win, right? In that situation, you should be right 80% of the time. With that being said, if you want to join us, it is the first link in the description below. We're going to absolutely crush it tomorrow. I will see you guys live. You also get access to the video lesson library, which teaches you in terms of how to read and trade the charts. All the video lessons are in there, along with psychology, risk management, and position sizing. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you want to join us, it's the first link down below in the description.